We welcome you today to our new podcast. We're starting another series here in 2022.
Yep.
We've been talking quite a bit so far this year around the idea or topic of how do we help you rise into that top 20%. It's that 20-80 rule feeling, and we want to help you guys be master achievers in the life insurance industry. I'm so excited that you've decided to join us today. Today is a great day for a great day. And I know that because I've got breath in my lungs. So I'm able to talk to you.
Yep.
And if you're able to hear me, then that means that we've got a purpose. We've got a reason for being alive today. And our desire over this next couple weeks as we talk to you is to illuminate your heart and mind in a way that will help you grow in what your purpose is. And if you're listening to us, most likely you're in the pursuit of achieving more, making more money, being more excellent in the life insurance industry, whether it be as an independent agent or an agency owner. And what we're going to be talking about with you over the next 3 weeks is how to become a master achiever. We're stealing this or regurgitating it from Brian Tracy, one of his seminars that he did years ago. And it actually is going to talk about 7 qualities of master achievers, and it comes from the Success Mastery Academy. Sometimes I think we dive into this like self-help and 7 habits of highly successful people, and it can be really easy to feel like we've heard it all before. But I really want to challenge you to just lean in, because it's leadership growth development is very rarely in large steps forward. Usually we get large steps forward when we go through like life-altering events. But for most of us, it's like we're making small tweaks every single day. And as we go over these 7 qualities, I want to challenge you to lean in and think about what are the small tweaks that I could make that could create big results, big changes in my life. So let's talk about that. Let's dive right in. We're going to dive right into what the first 7 quality is.
The first quality is they are ambitious. The first quality of master achievers, they are ambitious. And as I look at the notes from Brian Tracy, he said they see themselves as capable of being the best. And I'm a kind of a literal person. I've always thought being the best seems really impossible. Like only number one of 7 billion people or whatever there is in the world seems nearly impossible. But I think you just tap the brakes on the literal side of things. When I think about ambitious and I think about feeling like you're capable of being the best, I find that I know in the past I have compared myself to others and seeing the results that they're seeing and feeling like I'm inadequate. I'm not enough because look at how great they're doing. It's really easy even now to feel that way. Now that we're partners with Integrity Marketing, I'm getting to know some of these industry giants, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that guy does with 5 different companies what I do total. Like individually, I can't even, it's really hard, it's really easy rather to compare and kind of go, eh. But I'm reminded of my friend Paul. We just saw our friend Paul, and he cut a video for us, and he was telling us that years ago, Paul felt the same way. And he saw people coming on board after he did, getting started in the industry after he did, and seeing better results faster. And he reminded us of what you told him is, look, you can't compare yourself to others. You can't do that. I was talking to a friend last night, an agent last night, Belle, and Belle was saying, I'm just seeing other people seeing such great success on agency building, and I've had success in personal sales, but the agency building is, they're blowing by me, and I said, whoa, stop. Quit comparing yourself. You're looking at being the best you and being the best at that. Like, be ambitious at being the best you and don't worry about them. But in the process of becoming the best you can also become the best in that thing, right?
Yeah, I think one of the problems with the word ambition is we use it to describe, often it's like when we're talking about certain personality types, the word ambition only applies to like a type A personality type. So sometimes then all of a sudden, any of you listening to my voice that don't think of yourself as a type A, you instantly assume, well, I can't be ambitious. But one of the things that Brian Tracy talks about is what ambition really is it's a desire to serve. And I think that makes this it makes it applicable to all of us, because I don't know about you, but I think from what I've understood or seen in life as we've talked and coached with people between friends and agents, is just about every single one of us have a deep desire to serve someone else with our life, to do something meaningful. So when we take it at that definition and we decide, well, they are ambitious. I am going to be ambitious about serving my clients. I am going to be ambitious about serving my team and my agents. That's how I set myself apart and put myself in that top 20%, because I don't do this for my own personal gain. I think sometimes that's where people get tied up, right? They think, well, ambitious people are sort of full of themselves and they're doing it to build up their own bank accounts and for their own gain. And that's why there's this negative connotation around the word. But when you think of it as, this is my opportunity to serve and I get paid well for the better that I serve, and then I have an opportunity to do something meaningful with that money. It's a whole different way of looking at ambition, and a whole different light for why you, no matter what your personality type is, can be ambitious.
I don't remember who said it just recently, but I heard somebody say, about being ambitious. And it wasn't about being ambitious. He just said, in getting started in the industry and building his agency, he just wanted to see how good he could be. That's ambition. How good can I be at this? And that was what was driving him, and he ended up being phenomenal.
Yeah.
I
think a lot of people, I think they're coming into this industry off of a string of what they see as failures, right? And so you've internalized, I don't succeed at something. And so there is a challenge in this. It isn't just to reshape the word ambition, but there's a challenge to choose to believe at a deep level that you can ambitiously serve people and be successful in this industry through doing that.
All right. Ambitious. Ready to go to number 2?
Yeah.
Number 2, quality of master achievers. According to Brian Tracy, and I agree, they are courageous. They are courageous. They work to confront the fears that hold most people back. And really, the two, according to Brian Tracy, he said, the two biggest enemies to yours and my success is fear and doubt. When I think of being courageous, I don't think of acting. It's acting in spite of the fear. Some people say, well, I'm scared, and so I can't be courageous. No, that's exactly when you can be courageous. You can't be courageous if you don't have fear. If you don't have doubt, it's not taking any courage to step out. It's not taking any faith to step out and do something if you're not courageous. But I see all the time, success stories in this industry where they are scared. I've seen grown men, these big muscle-bound men, sitting down at a table with leads in hand and a phone. They've been trained on how to do the phone script, and I've seen them just with tears coming down their eyes. And I'm thinking, if I poke this guy in the chest, he'd probably beat the crap out of me. But he's scared of this phone. He's scared of this rejection. And but then I'm so excited when I see that guy or that woman. I see them step up and grab the phone and go, you know what? I'm not letting this hold me back. And they take the eyes off of themselves. They focus on their client, but they also overcome that fear and doubt of, can I do this? What if they say no? What if they yell at me? What if they cuss at me? What if they hate me? I had a friend say, what if the phone eats my face? Like, what if that happens? Like, man, you're really working yourself up. But seeing every day, we see success stories of people who said, you know what? I was scared, but I did it anyway. Or I'm not able to get in touch with leads, so they go knock doors. There's another fear. Like, I don't want to knock doors. I talk to agents all the time. Go, is it safe to go to people's houses now in the midst of this pandemic? That's a fear that they have. That's a concern. Well, listen, step out and do it. I mean, the pandemic hit. We had people start doing appointments on the front porch, talking through the door. That's courage, because when the pandemic first hit, we didn't know what it was going to be. It could have been the movie Outbreak. A monkey scratched you, and all of a sudden the whole world's dying. That's what we all thought back then. And so master achievers with us, we're stepping out and going out anyway, acting in spite of that fear, in spite of that concern, and just doing it anyway. That's courage.
Right. That is courage. I think sometimes I think of courage as personally, and I'm always like, I don't know how courageous I am, because I feel like on a certain level, like I'm not really a big fan of things like roller coasters or like when y'all did the helicopter ride together. You know, I didn't really want to participate in that. And, you know, maybe that's an area in my life that one day I'll choose to be courageous. But the point being here is there's a specific phrase in the fears that we face. It's the fears that are holding us back in life. And so that's a different category. Like, whether or not I ever ride the world's greatest and biggest roller coaster, my life will be just fine, you know, when it comes to an end if I didn't do that. It's not holding my life back. But the things that could be holding my life back are things like, for me, like I know personally, one of the things I struggle with is making quick decisions, particularly with things that are like low-level risk. And being able to discern, this is a low-level risk decision, I need to move quickly, or this is a high-level risk decision, and this is that place where I should apply my analytical strength, and then move a little slower, but eventually still, I've got to make a decision and move. And for me personally, that's one of those places I have to learn to step up and be courageous. I've got to learn to go, okay, I might be afraid of the regret that I'm going to feel if I make a poor decision. But this is a decision that can be fixed easily, so let's move on, make a decision, and go. Or this is something that I need to slow down and make a good one, and then I need to trust my gut and move forward with confidence, even though I feel an amount of fear when I'm making decisions. So that's an example for me, and I think it is different for everyone. I know, like when I was young and I had to go out and I worked in the temporary staffing industry, had to go cold call to businesses. I didn't have a huge fear of that. I mean, it took a little bit of courage, but it wasn't a huge mountain for me. Or for some people, like the fear of public speaking is like the number one fear out there. And again, for me, that wasn't there's always fear involved, but it's not a huge place of having to push through. So we're each unique in what it is and the things that are holding us back, but then identifying what is it right now that is holding you back, and how do you face it with courage and move forward, so that you, again, the objective of these things is how are you going to get yourself in the top 20% of the insurance industry?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be making big money. You're going to be having big success if you're in the top 20% of this industry.
Yeah. You know, when you were talking about you being courageous, I instantly flashed back to the birth of our first child. And we're in there in this time, right? And the nurse was like, you got this. And you're like, I'm scared. You confessed it out loud. I'm scared. I don't want to do this. I'm worried about this. And then that first push, and after that, I'm just the look on your face, it made me laugh in the moment. It makes me laugh now, 15, 16 years later thinking about it. But you're like, I can do this. I can do this. You were so excited. And I find that, you know, the things that we fear and the doubt, the things that hold us back, that once we confront that, we realize it's not what we thought it was going to be. And suddenly we have that internal joy and elation of, I can do this. Yes, right. You can. And now you're building, that's a success. And now you're building upon success, upon success, upon success. And before you know it, what used to totally terrify you, you kind of laugh about and think, I can't even believe I was ever scared of that. So, hey, that said, we've covered the first 2 points. Ambition and courage are the first 2 points. We are going to call it quits for today. Come back at you next week with part 2, where we will cover the next few points, and then we'll have a third session where we cover the rest of them. So anyway, now that you know.